The latest YouGov poll reflects a growing trend indicating a majority now leaning towards rejoining the European Union. This marks a significant shift in public sentiment as a larger portion of the British population expresses a willingness to reverse the Brexit decision made 7 years ago. YouGov conducted a recent survey among adults and found that 51% of respondents were in favour of rejoining the EU. This figure represents the highest percentage recorded by the pollster since the initial referendum. In 2016, when the pollster asked participants how they would vote in a hypothetical second referendum in 2023, the statistics revealed a noteworthy pattern. Approximately 55% of individuals expressed their support for the Remain option, whereas only 31% indicated they would choose to leave. In case you haven't done so yet, we invite you to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell. This will guarantee that you stay well informed about all the latest updates and captivating content we have in store for you. Excluding the don't know responses results in a notable increase in the percentage of those in favour of rejoining the bloc, reaching 61% compared to the 39% opposed to the idea. YouGov suggests that the surge in support for revisiting the Brexit issue, particularly among individuals aged 18 to 24 who couldn't participate in the original referendum, might fuel future discussions on reversing the UK's Brexit stance. The recent survey is part of an escalating trend in public sentiment often referred to as Bregret, propelled by mounting economic challenges and extended queues faced by British vacationers at borders during summers. Since 2021, a significant shift has occurred in public opinion regarding Brexit. At that time, 40% indicated they would opt to leave compared to 42% now in favour of rejoining. Even within the group of Leave supporters, there's been a noticeable rise in those admitting a change of heart. 18% now express regret over their Leave vote, up from merely 8% in 2021. In May, a poll by BMG revealed that 49% of respondents supported rejoining the EU, while 36% preferred staying outside. A separate poll conducted by Redfield and Wilton in April revealed 56% of respondents were in favour of rejoining the trading bloc, while 37% were against it. Collectively, a significant 57% of the British population believes that the decision to vote for Brexit in 2016 was erroneous. Moreover, a substantial 63% view the act of leaving the EU more as a failure than a success. According to Beth Kellman, a political researcher at YouGov, a distinct pattern has emerged since 2021, revealing a shift in sentiment among Britons towards a more critical stance on Brexit. Man highlighted a significant statistic. A staggering 70% of the public now holds the view that the government's management of the UK's exit from the EU has been subpar. Man further elaborated, stating that this sentiment is now influencing potential voting behaviour in a hypothetical referendum aimed at rejoining the European Union. She emphasised that the percentage of individuals expressing intent to vote for rejoining, currently at 51%, marks the highest point documented since the initial vote in 2016, notably among the 18 to 24-year-old demographic, where support for rejoining stands at 62%. There's a compelling case since these individuals couldn't participate in the original referendum. Man suggests that the momentum for revisiting the Brexit issue might gather strength in the years ahead. In May, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak asserted that Brexit is yielding positive outcomes, highlighting initiatives such as free ports and VAT reductions, which he claims would result in lowered prices for items like beer and sanitary products. However, British business investment has encountered difficulties in gaining momentum since mid-2016, setting it apart from the growth experienced by other advanced economies in the field of economics. Brexit advocates often emphasise that the robust expansion of capital in the years leading up to 2016 was bound to slow down. Nevertheless, when examining business surveys, Brexit emerges as one of the factors contributing to this stagnation. A comprehensive YouGov survey encompassing more than 2,000 British respondents unveiled a noteworthy shift in public perception. Presently, 63% of individuals regard Brexit as more of a failure than a success, in stark contrast to the 12% who view it as a success. Furthermore, 18% express the perspective that it falls into neither category. Analysts have noted that while inflation is a widespread global occurrence, the UK's departure from the EU has played a significant role in the country's notably elevated inflation rate. Stephen Yu, the lead manager of the Blue Whale Growth Fund, a fund management entity, pointed out the unfortunate alignment of Brexit and the COVID-19 pandemic. He referred to the resultant perfect storm wherein both working-age individuals and older workers left the UK's workforce during the pandemic. This departure led to a tighter labour market, making it challenging to contain wage growth, an integral driver of inflation. The UK and a Changing Europe organisation conducted research revealing a substantial shortage of around 460,000 workers of EU origin as of September of the previous year, while roughly 130,000 non-EU workers joined the workforce. This did not fully compensate for the deficit. Dr. Edward Jones, a senior economics lecturer at Bangor University, concurs with the notion that Brexit combined with the PMIC has culminated in a constrained labour market in the UK. This scarcity of available workers naturally results in inflationary pressures, primarily through wage increases. Dr. Jones draws a contrast between the UK, the US and the EU in terms of labour market dynamics and their impact on inflation. The UK uniquely faces both the challenge of high energy prices and a constrained labour market, while acknowledging that factors like COVID 19 and geopolitical events such as the conflict in Ukraine would likely have driven inflation higher irrespective of Brexit. Dr. Jones asserts that Brexit has intensified the UK's struggle to ease its labour market and has adversely affected trade with the EU, thereby contributing to inflationary pressures. Some experts also point out that Brexit has put inflationary pressure on food prices in the year leading up to July. UK food inflation escalated to 14.9%, surpassing the EU average of around 12.5%. The Centre for Economic Performance at the London School of Economics has released a research paper that highlights the tangible impact of trading barriers and additional costs resulting from Brexit on food price inflation, which in turn has financial implications for UK households. According to the report, the cost of Brexit has now reached $250 for each household, a calculation that specifically considers the effects on food since December 2019, while some economists recognise Brexit's role in driving UK inflation. Julian Jessup from the Institute of Economic Affairs emphasises that the continuity of elevated energy costs within tight labour markets also plays a significant role. Jessup acknowledges Brexit's role in labour shortages, but questions its magnitude in light of record high net immigration. Jefferson Frank, a professor of economics at Royal Holloway University of London, similarly questions the extent of Brexit's impact. He highlights that the disparity between UK and EU inflation isn't substantial, suggesting that Brexit's effects are more aligned with productivity output.